Hey y'all, it's Tashina back again with another video. So no reaction video this time. I know, shocker. So I'm actually just gonna tell y'all some stories about some concerts that I've been to. Because we can't go to concerts right now, and why not reminisce on the good old days where we could be in a crowd of people and listen to live music. So we're gonna start off a little light. Start off light. So I'm taking it back to 2015. So there's this festival, it's really small, that happens in my city. And so, okay, so I was if you know the band, The Neighborhood, I was a stan at a point in my life. And back in 2015, it was, it was pretty much at its height. And they were in this festival that happened. I literally just went because of them. I didn't listen to anybody else on there. Mind you, this is literally the second concert I've ever been to. So I didn't know anything. So they were performing at like 5:30, 5:45, something like that. And mind you, this is a whole festival. There's a whole lineup of bands, and I'm going for that one band. But in order to get barricade, in order to get to the front, you gotta be there early. So I think I showed up at like 8 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning. And if you're not somebody who goes to concerts a lot, that sounds ridiculous and crazy to you. But if you're somebody who does go to concerts a lot, or you did like as a teen, then 8 o'clock that's like standard. Okay, if you want to be barricade, if you're trying to, meet your fave, then you need to be in that line at least before noon. I know you're thinking, like, why would you show up at 8 o'clock in the morning if the person you want to see is literally not even going to be there till like 6 o'clock? We got barricade though. So, yeah, I think the gates to the show didn't even open till like 10. So 2 hours outside, and it was December, so it was cold. I mean, I live in Florida, so it wasn't 0 degrees, but it was still cold to us. We got there. So probably I would say from like 11 a.m. to like probably 9, 10 p.m. we were there. That's crazy. Looking back on that, like I couldn't do that now at my grown age of 22. I don't think I would be up for that anymore. I don't even remember leaving. Like I probably did leave at some point, but of course when you're at a concert, and especially if you're in the front, especially if you're barricade, like you gotta have somebody watching or somebody to like come back to and be like, hey, I was here. And then you have to have witnesses on top of like your friend or whoever came with you being right there while you leave. You gotta have other people who are around you to be like, oh yeah, she was there, to confirm with the people who are like, why are you skipping me? Why are you walking in front of me? Like you gotta have at least like 5 people to be like, if I leave and come back, y'all are gonna let me back in. It's so weird. So yeah, I probably left like once to use the bathroom, but I don't even think we ate anything until the last performer. I don't think we even left the pit until the last person, which is crazy. We were there for like 8. We were on barricade for like 8 hours. Crazy. So then it comes time for the neighborhood to come on, and being on the barricade has its advantages, which is being in the front, seeing your fave with no one in front of you, possibly touching their hand, right? But it has disadvantages as well, including being, kicked in the head when somebody wants to leave and the security's right there. Literally, oh my God. I still think about this to this day because it still makes me mad. The one band that I came to see, they finally get on the stage, and all of a sudden it's like everybody and their mom wants to leave the pit. So literally, like I said, I'm bareheaded, so security's like right in front of my face, and people are like crowd surfing to the front to get out of the pit. I'm getting kicked, I'm getting elbowed, people are trying to push people out. It's so annoying. And I was like, the one person or the one band I came here for, and now y'all want to leave? That sounds insensitive, but I don't care. I was trying to see Jesse. I was trying to see Jesse, and I couldn't see him even though I was right in the front. I wasn't like in the middle either. We were like on the side, like by the speakers, but still, we were still front row. It was just like on the side. But yeah, like I couldn't even focus for like the first 20 minutes. And it was only probably like a 30-40 minute set because it's a festival. So I'm still mad about that because I couldn't fully focus on the show and what they were doing because people wanted to get out. And security was literally picking girls up right in front of my face. I'm like, okay, I do have a 2016 concert story. I'm just gonna save that for the end because it's the it's the biggest story out of all of these stories. So I'm just gonna jump to 2017, right? All right, this is 3 years ago. It was October 2017. We got a ticket to a SZA concert. It was in Miami. Never been to Miami. What else? We were in college by that point, me and my friend. Yeah, we were both in college. So it was like easier to maneuver like going to concerts because we didn't have school Monday through Friday all day. What else? Her album Control just came out in June. Like everybody loves it, right? So this one isn't that big of a story. It was just like a lesson learned. You know, as you grow and you get older, you learn things. So we didn't realize that the show was at a club. Now, if you're someone who listens to a lot of rappers and maybe some R&B artists or people who do both, then they do shows at clubs and they come and they do like 2 or 3 songs and then they dip, right? So I feel like that's what this venue had going on, and this was like the first or second time they actually put on like a full show there. Like they had a little stage and there was a bar in the back. Like this was not, I don't think this was the correct venue for SZA at that time, especially since she had gained a lot of new people from Control. So that was number one. We didn't know that it was a club and that it was small and that they didn't know how to handle their people who bought tickets. So like I said in the previous story, we're, concert goers who are people who like to be in the front, and we come early and we wait all day and then we get there and blah, blah, blah. So with that logic in our minds, we get an Airbnb, like, right? So we go down to the venue. Like I told you, this is literally a club, but that just wasn't in our brains for some reason. It was at a club, for one. 2, it was in Miami. So we go down to the venue. It's like 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. We pay for all day parking. Paid for parking. Got out, walked up to the venue. We don't see anybody outside. We're like, isn't there supposed to be a guy here? Bro, literally, the club next to it, there were still people coming in and out of it as if it was like nighttime or something. The music was still bumping. I'm like I said, never been to Miami. I'm saying like, why are people still in this club? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. So that was funny to witness. But yeah, but that was the club next to it, like I said. So the club that the concert was in, no one was there. It was dead. So we're like, isn't there supposed to be a show here? So yeah, we should have, we didn't know. But yeah, so we literally could have slept in, could have, enjoyed our morning. And then the show rolls around, like it gets later. I don't know what time we ended up going back there, but by the time we went back, there was a few people. So yeah, around the time that the show, around the time that the doors were gonna open, a lot more people showing up. And like, this was the first time that I didn't get to a concert early. So I was like, why are people just now showing up 7 o'clock? Listen, I was young, dumb, unexperienced. And what was normal to me was showing up hours ahead of time. So yeah. So we didn't have VIP tickets. Other people had VIP tickets, and the people outside had like separated the line between like people who had VIP tickets and people who didn't. Now, mind you, like we had been here since it was like daylight. I don't remember what time we came back, but we were there for a long time, and there was probably only like 2-3 people in front of us. So you would think that those people that had been there since the daytime would, get up front, but no. Like I said, we didn't know. We didn't know. So literally the way it was separated was so stupid. Like like the door, if the door was right here, like on this side was us, like people who had been there, like I said, since. And I guess people who didn't have VIP tickets over here, and the over here was VIP ticket people. But as it started getting later, we noticed that people were just kind of jumping over there, and we're like, if these people who literally just got here an hour ago get in before us, but I guess they got to meet her after the show. I think that's why it was a VIP ticket. Which, looking back on it, that makes sense. If you buy a VIP ticket, you should get in before everybody else, and then you get to meet the person. Like, it makes sense now. It makes sense now, but at the time, we were furious, right? We're like, oh my gosh, we were here since blah, blah, blah. We're so stupid. So, I mean, we did get in. We weren't anywhere near the front, and we were just like, wow, we just wasted our whole day. Whatever. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. So that was that. Other than that, SZA did great, but it was just, the venue. So this next story, I'm hopping all the way to 2019. Last year, oh, the good times. Last year, it was October. Yeah, it was almost a year ago. Yeah. So Banks is literally one of my top artists, and got a ticket to her show. Like I said, in October. Her third album came out in July, I believe, and I went by myself. So this was the second time I went to a concert by myself, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's not fun. Like, you can, you make it what you want, but it's not fun. I would not ever recommend going to a concert by yourself. This time, since I was by myself, I was like, I'm not trying to be there early or anything. Like, I just need to go before the show. Like, I didn't even see the opener because I was like, I'm by myself. Like, I want to be here for as little time as possible because I'm literally by myself. So I get there before Banks gets on, but after the opener. And this venue, like, I had never been here before, but like, it was literally like a bar, restaurant, and a concert venue at the same time. I don't like those because there's too much going on. So yeah, I get there. I'm literally, there's like, okay, it's like the stage and like general admission, like floor area. And then there's like a step up, and which it was designated as like the handicap area, I think. And there was also like a few tables right there. And then there was tables like around I don't know. It was weird. So I'm not even on the floor. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to see anything anyway. So I just stayed like in this step up area where there would be a person with a wheelchair, but there was no one with wheelchairs. So there was some people standing there. So I was standing there, and when the show started, I was fine, and I was able to see. I saw Banks. It was great. And then somehow I didn't notice that there was a couple in front of me. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm just gonna move over because I don't want to see all that. Couples at concerts, they just act like they've never kissed each other before. It's like, y'all can do that at home. Don't be bringing all that intimacy and romance to this show. I'm trying to watch Banks sing, and y'all are like hugging on each other. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that in front of me. So, I move over. Then somewhere later down the line in the show, somehow another couple is in front of me. I'm like, oh, Another couple. All right. Like I tried to stand it as much as I could, but like the guy in this couple was taller, and I was like, all right, no. Later on in the concert, another couple. That's three. One, two, three. That's three couples that somehow I'm behind. So I'm like, you know what? Forget this show. I was so frustrated, and I was also frustrated because like I was standing like where I was, the bar was like right behind me. And literally Banks stopped the show. There's a part in her show for her most recent album where she like reads some poetry or something, I think. Yeah. So she was like trying to, you know, read and vibe and express herself, and people were literally talking at the bar. Like, there's a concert going on here. Can you please be respectful of Banks' time and energy? Gosh, Florida always messing it up for people. But yeah, so that happened. She was like, can you guys stop? I don't remember exactly what she said, but she did stop in the middle of her sentence and was like, can y'all be quiet back there? She didn't say it like that. That's how I'm saying it for her. Can y'all be quiet back there? Thank you. I'll wait. Thank you. She should have just been like, I'll wait. She could have just not said anything until people were quiet. But anyways, so that happened too. So that just, you know, it's like I try to see my faves and then something ruins it. Like I tried to see the neighborhood, people got out of the pit. I tried to see Banks, couples are in front of me, and people are loud at the bar. So, you know, things happen. But even the worst concerts I miss right now because it's a concert period. So not that the concert was bad, like the show, like the performers, but like the people or the experiences leading up to the show, that can really ruin your memory of a show. Like you don't even remember the songs they played because you were so mad that somebody pushed you. You know, that's it. Yeah, basically I miss concerts. Yeah, I want to know, are y'all watching these pre-recorded / at home concert performance things? Do y'all like those? Comment down below if y'all are watching those or if you purchased tickets to those, because I don't know how I feel about like paying, you know, $5, $10, $15 for a show that's on my laptop. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. So, comment down below some of your weird, crazy concert fangirl stories down below. I've never met any of my faves, so if y'all haven't met anybody, comment that, because I would like to know. I feel like meet and greets are gonna be dead now that COVID is here. Like nobody is gonna schedule to meet their fans. But if they do, it's gonna be like they're gonna be over here and the person's gonna be all the way over there. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. All right, I'll see you in the next one.